Tight hips don't always need stretching. They often benefit from strength building and active range of motion. The first variation I like to go to is the seated alternated hip flexion. You can do this exercise using yoga blocks or dumbbells as obstacles or markers to know where to place your legs and where to move your legs over. Start by sitting on the floor with your knees straight and the yoga blocks or obstacles by your shins or ankles. You can use your hands as supports, but I find that when I put my hands on the ground, my shoulders shrug up. So I'd recommend just imagining the crown of your head continuously rising to the ceiling the entire set. Sit up tall with a broad chest. Inhale air into your stomach and elevate one leg up over the block, bringing it to the outside. Keep your toes pulled towards your face and your knee as straight as you can the entire time. This will help isolate activation and range of motion in your hips. Once you've elevated that foot, brought it out to the other side, you can exhale and relax. Inhale once again, bringing that leg up, and then exhale as you bring it down back inside the block. You can focus on one side for each set, or you can alternate sides depending on the equipment you have available to you or the type of focus that you want to put into each hip. This next variation is a supinated resistance band hip flexion. It's a great way to build active hip flexor strength while reinforcing a braced core by laying down on your back. Start with a resistance band wrapped around your shoes, right over your shoelaces. Place your hands out at your side at about a 45-degree angle. Inhale deeply and flatten your back against the floor. Once you're ready, exhale, flexing your hip and knee, keeping it in line with your shoulder. As you do so, bring your knee to about 90 degrees while keeping the opposite leg pressed against the floor firmly to help separate those hips and focus on strengthening in the working side. Once you flex your hip to about 90 degrees, inhale once again, filling your stomach with air, extending your hip and knee at a controlled pace. Don't just let your leg drop down to the floor. You can work alternating sides in the same set, but if you're new to this variation, I would say focus on one set for one side of your legs, then the other. The opposite of a supinated banded hip flexion would be mountain climbers. Mountain climbers are a great way to build core stability with hip flexion. You can do this with a band, with gliders, or just with your body weight. It's a great way to do an exercise that you need to work more on or to burn some calories while you're just traveling. You're going to set up in a plank position with your shoulders over your wrist and your head in line with your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. Take a big inhale, filling your stomach with air, and then as you exhale, drive one knee right under your hip or until your knee is at about 90 degrees. Inhale again, extending that leg and then alternating sides. You might struggle to keep your breath in movement and rhythm with your hips and knees extending and flexing. Just maintain a calm breathing pattern using your stomach, inhaling and exhaling for the entire set. Avoid letting your hips rise and fall. Keep your head in line with your spine. Try to keep the rest of your body still while your hips and knees are flexing and extending.